And hello everybody, welcome back to beautiful Crusader Kings III. We are off to some raiding again. First things first, I need to get up my army once again, raise my army as raiders. Should be quite a lot of them. Actually, wait a second, we still have the 4,000 soldiers up and running here. Now this brings me to the point right now that 4,000 is way too much, so we're going to split them. In that case here, split them off, split them in half. We can do this, and let's get 2,000 of them. I think we're going to with 2,000 against Asturias, so I want to use them now both as on both kingdoms there. So one is going for Asturias, and the other one, let's just check the other one there. So we're going with some dual raiding, which I think is pretty cool. And this one here, let's just check it. Yes, Brittany is full of treasures again, the kingdom of Brittany, and also pretty weak, right? So we can raid both of these counties now, or both of these kingdoms now. That should be fine for us at the moment. While this is happening, before actually we focus on other stuff, we should check real quick who's the commander of both armies. It's my champions with high power skill, and that is fine for us as long as it's not us, right? Because we're pretty weak overall when it comes to fighting in battles directly. Now, it's also a matter of succession right now that I want to check real quick, which we have here, because my grandson, more or less, Björn Einarsson, he's actually becoming of age, and as we can see, his education pays off quite well because he is getting some good stewardship skills there. He's 16 though now, and yep, he's also unmarried, so we should be having a look at that, and we might actually go with someone that actually has a nice physical, or well, some trait that we can actually put on to our children then as well. And there would be someone actually who is intelligent at least. There is no one that is a genius once again, but intelligent congenital skill is pretty good. So in that case here, this would benefit us, right? Because the children would have a high chance of getting the intelligence skill, which just boosts their overall skill level tremendously. We'll also get some prestige levels out of this one here. 200 prestige in fact. And yes, let's send this proposal out there. He's 16 now. It was accepted. That means that he will actually be able now to produce children, schooly poop around, which is just exactly what we need. Well, we weren't really successful with the stewardship, even though he was trained by a Midas touched person. He still became a skills tactician, which is still fine because we are Vikings after all, and raiding is still something that we can do. And we also lost our chancellor. Let's just have a look real quick. Asbjorn Mir Champion has 12 diplomacy skills, so I'm going with this one here, domestic affairs that we have, and finding someone is a bit more difficult than I thought, because right now I can't find better persons of the which the ones that I have here in my domains right now. One other thing happened. There's a lot of stuff that is happening while I'm still out there traveling to the glory land. One thing that is still helping here is that I've now increased my development in my capital as well, which leads to overall more tax income and also unlocks more buildings as we go. And yeah, well, we also got an event here, and the walls of Ulfarsund. So they basically ask us to repair the walls once again. In that case here, we could pay the 50 coin and we would get the professional rebuild walls. And I think this is actually fine, since we don't really need that much money, and having a bit more protection overall makes a lot of sense. We also got a good deal here, so building construction cost minus 10% for Jutland. Well, the thing is, we are not building anything in Jutland, our starting position, and I'm not doing that. The palisades are finished. In my other county here, we have also now the longhouse that I finished here as well, so we might actually have a look up here in Sogn. There we have another very nice holding, so there are actually 5 slots on it, with some construction that I can do. Upgrading it might work, or, well, I'd rather go with something smaller for now, and that is the gathering halls once again, so that I increase my prestige income, so that we eventually become positive, even though I have raised armies, right? Which is basically all I need to do. Now, both of my armies once again are back here. Let's get them to the mainland right away, so they can also get their supplies up and running. It's not good when they sit on the ships there all the time, right? And this one here, let's just check them real quick. Wait a second, there we have them. And there's actually some resistance this time, so there was an army attacking us, as we can see. And yeah, we won this one, but not by a lot, I gotta say that. It's 1,000 soldiers that are actually fighting against us. I did not expect so many. We might actually... Yeah, they're coming again. They're not giving up. Not a very good army though they are. But still, they will try it again and again, I guess. I think we'll need more soldiers here. Already lost quite a few now. We also get a new martial point. Let's put it into soldiers of lesser fortune. This is only really good for an emergency case. So if we, have a problem with a bigger opponent who is attacking us, we could get some soldiers quickly and cheaply so as well. Other than that, it's really just a filler trade for now. They are coming in again. What is going on here? It's incredible. There's some heavy resistance here in this mainland here. Let's continue with the raiding. My other army is waiting up here. Let's put them as raider there as well. I might actually merge them. Should we merge them? Yeah, we're going to merge them now because they're still going with attacking here, as we can see. We got a few victories here. Perhaps we also got some nice prisoners out of this one here. Yes, with 22 coins and with 25 coins. So it's actually worth a bit. And now we can merge our armies then. Oh, actually, yeah, we need to be in my own territory, but I can still move them as one unit, so this is still fine. Actually, there's still something here that we can raid. Very good. And yeah, let's actually go into the capital. There's 22 coin waiting, and perhaps also the king or something like that. And we're also studying the tactics of ancient generals. We can get a new trait if we want to. Either we go with the forwarder trait, which would give us crosses water without advantage penalties. We already have that martial skill. Down here we have it actually, the Reaver, which is my favorite trait here. Raid speed plus 100%. Let's actually go with this one here. So once again we are attacking now the army of Brittany, and now we can raid the capital. And we took the nephew of the king as prisoner, so at least there is something of value that we might get some money out. They're still here, Barony of Kemper. And let's just see, the nephew of the king, 20 coin. At least that is something. Raiding business is not so easy. Let's go down here to Astoria. Oh, actually, yeah, we can still go. Let's actually go for the capital. Oh, and look at that, we also got the daughter of the king as prisoner, and this actually gives me 200 coin. I'm accepting, and here another 10 coin, but that is a lot of coin we're getting out of here right now. Also, I've lost my spy master, which is just perfect because we can then assign our brother-in-law, who's also our vassal, and who also really doesn't like us. We can also assign him as our spy master now, and he's also pretty good at it, so I don't see the problem with this at all. We also got a new victory down here, so even Astoria now, the king of Astoria, is protecting him, or well, they kind of start not being so passive about the whole raiding thing anymore. We also got a new, oh, look at that, a Safanier, another very valuable prisoner. This is just insane right now. We are printing money as we continue here. It's absolutely not the amount of loot that we have, it's all about the events and the ransom that we have with it. My son Chieftain Sigurd has been hovering over my council. Once again, he wants to have more voice, and let's go with the recruits once again because it just gives me basically more soldiers at the end of the day. Let's just check. My purses are pretty full at this point. Let's go for Santiago, Betanzos, and then we actually might get back home. There we have that, and another ransom, 50 coin there once again. I just love raiding. Very good. There we got now. Our purse is full. We actually got, I think, 300 coin just out of the ransoms. And now we can get back home there with a lot of loot. In fact, once again, my daughter has the great pox. Once again, and once again, we do more than what is necessary. And yeah, we have a pretty good healer in this case. So here we have the reduced symptoms for at least 5 more years. I have so much money, I want to spend it somehow. We might actually host a feast. This costs me, but it's worth it. And since I'm a king, it costs me quite a bit. But let's just go for it. There's a very good chance of nice outcomes then out of it. And welcome, my friends. Where's my army, by the way? They're still in the Channel of England. Right, still takes them some time here. And then we have the feast now. I would also like to check real quick, since we have increased our development, if I can do something here. Yes, I can upgrade my gathering halls here as well. I might also go for something new, and that is the markets. That's more money. I don't really need more money. The war camp sounds nice to me and fun because it increased the effectiveness of my army. Now, let's just see what we can do here. A feast at home, and you're something special, Björn. Anna tells me Chieftain Tyke and Chieftain Berger nod their heads in agreement. And actually this option is because we have the Eager Reveler, and we just lose basically a bunch of stress, and everyone actually gets 10 opinion on us. Not a bad thing at all. We are pretty good at feast, it seems. I have so much money, I need to spend it somehow. I don't have that much prestige on the other hand. As the feast is underway and our guests are eating and drinking merrily, Ilver approaches Christina and me at the great table. This is a marvelous feast. Please, Ilver, my daughter, please go away. You look absolutely horrible. I'm sorry I have to say it, but you have the pox. We actually gained some 150 prestige out of it, so that is fine. And now please go away. I don't want to have you near me. And also, yep, my queen is dead. So once again, we are unmarried. We grieve for about 2 or 3 days, which is proper, and then we'll find us a new wife, I guess. Someone with perhaps some good alliance points. And yeah, the feast is over. It was successful as expected. 20 opinion from everyone and 150 prestige on top of it. So 500 prestige we have there right now. Let's get my soldiers back on track there. And let's actually disband my army for now, so that we might also, you know, be a bit easy there on my prestige once again. As we can see, there's quite a lot of stuff coming in here right now. And yes, well, we have now the option, do we want to have a good alliance, or do we actually want to have someone with good traits? So either we can go with the alliance power, we would actually get some very positive, very good alliances here, like with the Kingdom of Sweden. This would actually give me 400 prestige, and this is certainly worth a thought, right? On the other hand, if we go with some of old skills, we could just get some old one, like Mateli here, for example. She's pretty good at martial skill. And I think she is, yes. But actually, let's go with the alliance power because it gives us the prestige bonus. Unfortunately, the other stuff is not very good. Perhaps we can make a nice balance here. But someone's stewardship skill is pretty high for this one here. But no prestige then, right? So I'd rather go with the prestige here. That's much more worth to us. 400 it is. Let's send out the proposal. And yes, very good. We also get the absolute control now. Enables the absolute control for all the counties, and that means it's a special state, and this enables us to have 100 control. We can also then control the taxes and levies from this one here. Let's go with absolute control, and then it's only one more trait to the overseer, which gives us a permanent plus 50% control growth, which is just amazing overall, that we should go for here. Very good. And he accepts. We now have a pretty powerful alliance there with the King of Sweden as well. So yeah, after all this raiding, after all this battling and looting and pillaging, we might actually go for some conquering again, which is just what every Viking likes as well. As we can see though, on Scandinavia right now, we have some bigger entities here. So we get Sweden, which is the most powerful one in that regard. So I should probably not go against them as well. Anyway, we have the alliance there. Up here we have Algen. She's pretty weak, and she has a weak ally, so this might be a good thing. And here we have Upland. It's this guy here. We already had subjugation, unfortunately, because this would be very easy right now. We could also just conquer something here. Conquer a duchy, no, conquer a county. Let's just see. I would like to go with something up here. We need to be careful there of what we choose. It's this one here, Brandrheim actually. There we have this one. I would get it, and then I would kind of like connect my kingdom here, because at the moment we are separated by Upland in the center there. Nothing that I like so much. The biggest problem about this war though is because it's in no way easy, right? It is very weak territory that we are invading here, so that means it has a very low supply limit all the time. So there's a very high chance that I might lose a lot of soldiers because of starvation and hunger. So I need to split my armies carefully there. Let's actually declare the war. There it is. With that we've done it, and yeah, we have now some rally points, and I'm going to move my first rally point up here to the north, and I'm going to create a second rally point down here in the south, right? And we actually want to rally from both of these points. So raise my armies, raise the local army, I could say. I could also say raise all armies. And then I'm kind of like just, you know, gathering them around wherever it's possible. And as we can see, there's some now coming up there and some down here. And one thing that we should be going for right away then is for the capital that we have over there. So actually most of my army, well, gathered down here. We might as well just, yeah, have a look there. The supply limits are really low. I might just go now with each one of them against the capital there so that we can take it. And as we can see, there are some soldiers over there. And there's also a scheme against my grandson. We do not know yet who. Someone is plotting to kill my grandson Bjorn. Of course someone is, because he is my heir after all. We should be very careful about this whole thing here. So is exposed now, that is good. So my grandson here is actually protected by my brother-in-law at the moment, because my brother-in-law is pretty good at spying, so he's got plus 19. And in that case here, we are safe for now. But of course, the danger is still there. They still haven't gotten any children yet. What is wrong with you? Do something there. He's a flexible leader as well. My armies are now in the capital. We are at this point laying siege to us, while my other army is now coming in from the north. And we are also starting to conquer these counties. So I'm coming in now from two sides here. And yeah, this guy here is at war with someone else as well at the same time. It looks like it. Yes, he's also defending against Sörgversen. And he's also losing this one. Let's continue. Actually, I need to split my army there because supply limits are really that low. So we're going for 2 counties there while I continue up here as well. But this should be rather easy, I think. There's also no one coming into my territory. Oh, there is now. There's a little invasion happening up here. And I'm sitting around the table with Chieftain Sigurdur, who is my son and marshal. And he eagerly points out all of the prime targets we should immediately send raiding parties to pillage. He is the pillager. We might get some improved pillaging for 5 years with a supply duration of plus 20. We could also say I rather would use the Sörgver plan. We would get some improved maneuverability. Or we could just say, nope, my commanders can do the job for it. And for 5 years I would get the improved pillaging. Let's actually go with the supply limit increase there as well. Sounds about right. This army here is done. We might actually now intercept there. We are actually going through all these cliffs here and over the mountains to this army here that is conquering or trying to conquer something. So we are actually having 3 battles there right now, right? We're conquering here, here, and we're defending here. And we have our army split rather evenly in this case here. This is fine. One other thing about Scandinavia in this case here is that as we can see, we got a huge mountain here, which is impassable terrain. So this makes it especially difficult to conquer this southern peninsula here that we have there, kind of. Because if you're here, you can't just go over there like this, but you have to go all the way around it, which just takes forever. Fortunately, here we have a little mountain pass where we can pass through. So that's why I am rather quick about this. But other than that, yeah. Anyway, we have won the war. Let's enforce the demands. You may rot in hell. And let's also disband my armies there real quick. And we've got a new territory here, which is Nidaros. Now, Nidaros has a very low control rating. So I'm going to send my very skilled marshal with 21 points right into it to increase my control rating here. I will keep my development on the capital, of course. We are also still indoors, so this is all looking rather good there. We are above our limits again. Obviously, we can also rent a no-name. He's the spouse of Asa. No idea who Asa is, and honestly, I don't really care. It might be someone far away. And I'm honestly also surprised that we're still alive. I mean, after all, we're 68. So in that case, we're a pretty old king. And this is still the first character that we started with. So King Bjorn here of Norregar from the Skald house is pretty sturdy. Gotta say that. Really good. We also, as we can see, get the next fame level there right away soon. And the next real fame level, which is insignificant. At least that is something. This means that other houses are more likely to marry with us, for example. And stuff like that. Let's disband all my armies there once again. As we can see, we have a nice prestige and money rating now. So we do have a lot, actually, which is more than I was hoping ever for as a tribal leader, to be honest. It's quite a lot at the moment. And yes, we can also now raise our crown authority once again. We should be doing this because, of course, we don't want to stay tribal forever. In that case here, once we are level 4 and once we have met the other demands here, adopt the feudal ways, which is the absolute tribal authority. We also want the as sutra as an organized faith. The fame we already have. The development in my capital needs to be at 10. This is what we are aiming for as well, right? So once we have all of that, we can actually become feudal. So one of them is getting our higher tribal authority to level 3. This means that titles can be revoked and vassals can be retracted without having them to kill or to wage war against, right? Cost me 370 prestige, and let's pass the law there. Of course, my vassals don't like this because they have less power than before, but I'm a pretty strong king after all. I've got a lot of prestige there as well, so I might just go with that as well at this point here. Very good so far. We're still in our seat. We are pretty old at this point. At some point now, I'm just hoping that we might get the succession to Björn, who's also becoming pretty strong as far as I can see. The only problem with him is he doesn't like to scootly poop around with his wife there, so we might have to do something about this one. But that's something for another session. Stay tuned.